let's get moving and grooving here. First deck of the day is going to be Stick Burn, which is inspired by someone in the MTGA Eternal Discord. In the Burn thread here, a user named Puree was talking about Stick the Fearless Mentor. So let's pop open that real quick. This is a 2-mana 2/1. Let me zoom in a little bit for you. First strike, legendary creature, human monk hero. Whenever a source you control deals damage to you, exile the top card of your library. You may play it until the end of your next turn. This ability triggers only once each turn. So, a 2/1 first strike for 2 isn't like the greatest thing. But if we're trying to play an aggressive shell anyways, a 2/1 first strike body is decent enough, and it has a card advantage engine tacked onto it. Now, in terms of the easiest thing to do with this is, like I said, a burn deck. So they posted this shell first, which they called Stick Burn. They were 6-0 with 100% win rate at the time, but this was just their first draft. So it's already got some stuff going for it. But the basic idea here was you have to deal damage to yourself. So if you just splash another color, you can play 4 Barbarian Ring and 4 Pain Lands in order to deal damage to yourself each turn. In this case, which would exile an extra card on top and sort of provide you additional draw and card advantage during the game. The rest of the shell they had was just pretty generic, playing Kumano faces Kakazan, Monastery Swiftspear, Bolt Wave, Chain Lightning, Boros Charm, Helix, blah, blah, blah. And of course, Eidolon of the Great Revel triggers Stick as well. So, I like that concept a lot. I like the idea of it. And I wanted to see if we can just be a little more efficient in terms of our burn. I like the ability that like Burst Lightning and Helix have to turn onto creatures and act as removal too. But I wanted to see if a little bit quicker style shell would work as well if we went up on the number of bolt effects we had. So this is basically my first version, heavily based on their list. And I just made a few simple changes. So the first one being, I cut out Amped Raptor, and I went down on some of the other things like Lightning Helix and Bolt. And now I went for as many bolt effects, lightning bolt effects as possible in the shell that seemed worth it, if that makes sense. So I'm playing 16 effects: Bump in the Night, Bolt Wave, Chain Lightning, Skewer the Critics. I kept a very similar set of creatures as him. So Kumano, Monastery Swiftspear, 4 Stick, and 4 Eidolon. And then my only differences here, I'm sorry, I also kept the Boros Charm, but my only difference is I'm playing 4 Skullcrack and a couple Roiling Vortex. Roiling Vortex, of course, also pings us for Stick Fearless Mentor to work as well. Since I was splashing a couple other colors, I swapped out the Pain Lands for starting towns. We're still playing the 4 Barbarian Ring. And then I was able to just slot in some fast lands, meaning we have access to 8 white sources and 8 black sources for our charms and Bump in the Nights. And additionally, we can cast Luris since we're under 2 mana for everything. That's pretty much it. It's rather straightforward, and we're kind of just seeing how Stick does as a generic kind of card advantage engine that's on a body. I did a little bit of playtesting, and he eats a lot of fatal pushes. But the ability to curve, like, turn 1 Kumano into a 3/2 first strike Stick and then just keep fueling yourself for the rest of the game has felt pretty good. And from what I've noticed, Skullcrack and some sort of anti-life gain has felt necessary because I ran into a lot of Barrowglyphs and random life gain shells, which hurt quite a bit. You'll notice we are only playing 18 lands, which... You know, we're an aggro shell, but we don't have the hand smoother in best of 3. So we'll see how that pans out for us. But knowing me, it's not going to. And then sideboard-wise, I'm just starting very simple. I might actually even change some stuff here before we get started. But I'm just running 4 Searing Bloods against other creature decks. We're playing a couple Smash to Smithereens, some Meltdowns. My choice here is Tormod's Crypt for our sort of hate effect on the graveyard, but I'm wondering if I want to switch that to Rest in Peace. But I'm not entirely sold, and I also feel like I'm going to need something against the other combo decks, so I might want to play some number of like Magebane Lizards and stuff. So I'm probably gonna switch this around a little bit, but you can skip to the end of the video if you'd like to see how that sort of morphed and changed during our games. But that's where we're starting, and let's get moving and grooving. We're gonna try it out, and we're gonna get not punished because we never get punished. We're so good at this game. Might be worth it to just jam a Revel here as a 3/3. I don't know what wastes means, but it scares me. Flesh Rager, okay. Probably worth us just charming into a skewer, right? We'll snipe the Flesh Rager. Swing 5. Bum, 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 bum. Yeah, we're nice and early today. Okay, opponent's dead. Seems like they're playing Artifact Ramp. So let's bring in Smashes and Meltdowns. I'm not sure if he's just the like cost reduction build. But I also don't hate Magebane Lizard here. You can probably drop a stick, drop a bump, drop a couple vortexes, and maybe a stall crack or 2. What's up, Dumb Toes? How we doing? We're nice and early today. I got some stuff to do later, but I still wanted to stream, so I figured we might as well get moving and grooving today. I don't know if I'm gonna go for the full 3 hours we usually do, but I'll give it my best shot. All right, so let's find out what we don't quite know what he's on. Do I want to Chain Lightning this? I think I do. You always bolt the bird, right? Is he on? Okay, so that's good for us. I'm glad we brought in the Taka and Razar? I don't know how you pronounce it, chat. Thought Not Seer. We're learning a little bit more. I thought he might have been a non-Eldrazi build. Obviously, that's a lie. We're gonna deal quite a bit of damage to ourselves here. But I thought he was going to go more towards the One Ring. The whatchamacallit with Paradox Engine and Mystic Forge. But I was wrong, chat. I was mistaken, as they say. We might have to give up this Eidolon. Okay, yeah, chat, he's not playing that list. He's still somewhat artifact heavy, but we can probably get away with grabbing some deflecting palms too. I hope he trade. Okay, he decides to trade that out or not. Good for us. We're gonna play our Luris, but then we die to our own whatever. So I think we can definitely outspeed here. Forsaken Monument kind of fucks us, but game 3 I think will be okay. But yeah, I think Deflecting Palm will be funny here. And Tozar. I think I want to take out Up in the Nights completely. I don't know if Searing Blood's worth it. I know he's playing Fleshraker and stuff, but it really doesn't seem like it. I think we're still fine with what we sided into. But we'll probably have to adjust some sideboard. I don't know what else we have in sideboard-wise. We'll be on the play. This hand seems great. We'll get aggressive right away. Two mana Ornithopter, valid. Play Tozar, swing. Taka. I don't know why I'm calling it Tozar, that's not a thing. I wonder if he plays the ring or something here, then we get to ping him for 3? No. Oh, I'm sorry. That's something else. We got quite the hand, so I'm feeling pretty good here. Ow! Alright, chat, he's down to 2. Any burn spell off the top is quite good for us. Seems like he's... Okay, he's gonna Thought Knot us. Doesn't swing at all. Guess we could have swung there, but if that heralds the end, it's just very good for us. And he's dead. Nice. Match 2. Oh, chat, it went out again. And we're back. This hand seems pretty good. I'm gonna drop the Skullcrack, and we're gonna lead on. I think we're gonna lead on Kumano here. I wouldn't mind a 3/2 stick on turn 2, and then I mean we're gonna run out our hand pretty fast. I hope. I'm gonna play Soulstar Mage. Interesting. Seems like they're gonna do exactly what we're doing. We'll probably... Yeah, they're just wizards, right? I'm gonna say we're gonna get our stick burned, which is fine. They're gonna swing for 2. I think we just Swift Spear kill their mage. Now, this is a little awkward because most of their burn is also removal, whereas like Bump in the Night and Bolt Wave and stuff for us is not, which makes it a little harder. But like even here, if he has a haste spell for the Arcanist, okay, he just has a Chain Lightning, which is fine by me. It just makes things a little awkward. We do find a second Skewer, which is pretty good. I think I'm just gonna go here in Swift Spear and then swing both. He'll watch, kill the Echo, and then we'll burn it. We're not in a great spot. I will say Stick eats a lot of removal. So I'm almost wondering if I'm just playing it wrong in general and we need to hold on to it a little more. Wow, dude just has a handful of creatures, huh? Yeah, he just has a handful of creatures. Plus, he might double block, or he'll leave something for us. But very interesting. I haven't seen Wizards in best of 3 in a long time. But we are at like plat, and gold and plat players just kind of play booty. Kind of like us. We're playing stick burn. But I mean, he has access to Fiery Islet. Our Barbarian Ring's almost online, but we're not doing much with it. He burns me out, and he's gonna be able to hit me for what, 7? I'm sorry, yeah. Which is a pretty good way to race. Takes me down to 5. Then he plays a Dreadhorde Arcanist. Very awkward for us, huh? He gets to swing with Arcanist. Buy back the Chain Lightning. Yeah, we're just dead. Okay, so, like I said, this is where it gets kind of gross. I think I want the Taka. I think I want the Mage Banes, also just because they're good blockers, and I think I want all the Searing Bloods. Not I feel like Rest in Peace is... I'd rather just have better, like, strong top decks. We're gonna drop. Actually, I don't really like the vortexes here. I think we're just gonna drop the sticks. And we'll go from there. Sorry, chat. All right, we'll be on the play. It's hard for us to not keep one-landers. Our hand's real good off a second land, but if we don't get it, then we're kind of boned. We're gonna hold on to the Chain Lightning as a piece of removal. Didn't find our second land. He's gonna lash our guy. Give me a land. Hell yeah. Let's get an Eidolon down. Make him at least take a couple damage if he wants to remove it. Opponent's got a Slick Shot in the chamber. And a Symmetry Sage, which is gonna deal some damage. Okay. We do find another starting town, but it enters tapped. We could just Chain Lightning into a Skewer here, which is probably my best bet. I know we're going to take some damage, but we're going to do that. We'll swing 2. We'll fire off a Skewer. Take him down to 7. He plays Slit Shot, takes 2. And then if he wants to pump for lethal, he'll probably die if he doesn't have a removal spell for Eidolon. So he starts there, takes 2. If he has another... He's just dead to the Boros Charm next turn, but there's a chance we die too. I don't think... Okay, he's just Flaming Nominor, which is good for me. I mean, he could have, like, Force Negation or something. Which would, Do I want to play around that? I don't think so. We're just gonna chuck a bump at his face. Okay. Chat, he didn't have it. Good for us. Damn, Slick Shot Show Off would be real funny with Deflecting Palm. We have so many random cards that are actually okay. Alright, so we got some merit against this Wizard Shell. I think this is probably real play draw dependent. So I'm not feeling confident going into going into the last game. Not having an early creature kind of hurts quite a bit here, huh? Especially with a painful mana base like that. So I think we're going to maul, and then we're going to maul again, and we're going to keep this hand. Kumano's pretty good, but I'm probably just better off curving a Swift Spear into a Searing Blood on 2, right? Yeah. That was also a great pickup. Dodges most of his stuff except Flame of Anor. We'll see if he throws down a Slick Shot here. Indeed he does. I'm going to play another Eidolon. See what we can get away with. This is just a 1-2, right? Brother's Hood ends. Okay. Doesn't play the Slick Shot into an opening there. Might see a Flame of Anor. Maybe. Doubt it. We're playing Mardu Burn with Stick, which is a 2-mana 2/1 with first strike. Whenever a source you control deals damage to you, you get to exile the top card of your library, and then you can play it till the end of your next turn. Triggers only once. So basically, whenever we hit ourselves with a pain land, it gives us an extra card, is the idea. Ow! That hurt, chat. Okay. I feel like I should just get rid of this Slick Shot, huh? Ow. There's a good chance we die here. Opponent is drawing a lot of lands, and we are not. He's gonna smack us for at least... Okay, so he's out of some relevant cards here, which is good for us. We find another land. So we can go Kumano. Bolt the Sage. I feel like we're just gonna get killed by Den of the Bugbear, which is tough. Tough, chat. That's all I got. I was really trying to figure out a shadow version. We're gonna try this out. This is a non-creature hand, which is a little Akko Taco. But opponent looks like they're on maybe control here, so if I can go a turn 2 Roiling Vortex, I feel like we can get moving and grooving pretty quick here. There's a good chance they have like Fragment and stuff, but I'll happily let them spin us into a 1-drop. I want to maximize mana here. You got Spell Pierce? You got Force Negation? Maybe I should have waited for their turn, but... Oh, he does have Spell Snare. Look at that. Bum, 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 bum. There's also an argument to be made for Roiling Vortexes in the side, too. There's a lot of stuff. There's just so many things in the current metagame. I'm gonna try and Stallcrack on their upkeep. Okay, there's a counter spell. Actually, let's just bolt them now while they're tapped out. They're at 8. Find a Field of Ruin. Can't activate Colonnade yet. We go to 16. Find a bump in the night. He has second counterspell. Does he have third counterspell? No, he does not. This takes him down to 5. Rolling Vortex takes him to 4. So hopefully he's dead to one more burn spell. If we find a stick, we can at least... Well, we'll see. Hero of Dominaria. Assumed to bounce the Vortex, but he took himself down to 2. Which is crazy. What a wild man. Put him to 1. Funny that Kamano takes care of Teferi so easily. Hey, hey, hey. Alright, so he gets rid of a possibility of us pinning ourselves. However, we do play 1 mountain. And he has to deal with Kumano at some point. Find another Inspiring Vantage. He shuffled our whatever away. Let's see if he flashes a Consult out here. But we're chilling, chat. We're chilling. Bum, 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 bum. When it cycles for an island. Oh. Another Teferi. Let's see if he wants to... Okay, he just draws a card. Do we have... No. We'll see if it's worth playing this Luris. Bum, bum, bum. Ooh, Orm's Chant? Indeed. With no attacking. Ooh. Stallcrack's nice. Does he have a counterspell to match? No, he does not. Good for us. Okay. Not sure there's really much for us to bring in. Magebane Lizard's not like the worst, but I don't really know what else we would take out. He didn't really see any creatures from us besides etching. Oh, hello. Okay, all right. It's back. Hello. Yeah, he's pretty just generic. I think we're fine with what we have. Let's try it. We'll run it back. See what happens. There's an argument for, like, deflecting Palm, maybe. Chat, I don't... Does starting town even... Am I just wrong? Do I not know how to read cards? This is pay one life, so it doesn't actually trigger stick, does it? Which I think is still fine. But we'll make the change after this. We'll have to play a couple pain lands. Grafdigger's Cage. Hopefully you see a spell snare here. That was a nice turn. He's dead to a Boros Charm. Let's see if he'll take the bait on the Chain Lightning. Or if he has another Spell Snare. Yeah, okay. I figured. He is at 1, which is good for us. He also just tapped out, which is nice for us too. But this is a situation... Oh, he's just dead. Why did he give that to me? That's okay. All right, GG. All right. Sure. I'm actually gonna chuck the Stallcraft back here. We made a couple changes to the mana base in between rounds, because we actually learned to read, and we understood that starting town does not make you take damage. It actually just makes you lose life, which means it does not trigger stick. But that's okay. Two mana from our opponent into a Talisman of Progress and a Candy Trail. Okay. Might be... I actually don't know, chat. Maybe this is the combo I'm looking for. That I thought we were playing against in game 1, but we ended up not doing that. So I am just trying to drop the Eidolon as a 3/3. And we'll see what our opponent does. We have quite a solid hand, and we get a flip on Kumano next turn. But obviously he has to take care of this Eidolon first. Taps, plays Oracle, okay. We find a Boros Charm, and then we flip. So, let's go Swift Spear. We'll take some damage, whatever. Let's kill the Oracle. Take some more damage. But then we get to dome him for 7. Take him to 10. Chance we get board wiped here. Okay, 1 ring's fine. Gives us an extra damage. Ooh. Would it be funny to play another Eidolon? Kind of. But instead, I'm just going to Boros Charm on his upkeep. We're going to go down to 10. Ouch. We'll see what he does here. He just takes it. So he goes down to 5 off the ring. He is dead on board. Currently. We'll see if he has a wipe or a second ring. Alright, he's gonna dig. 5 mana. Ancestral Recall. Takes him to 3. Candy Trail gains him 2. And then he's dead to his own ring. Okay. Good start. Don't necessarily think I want the meltdowns. Might be worth a rest in peace. Roiling Vortex seems good. Can maybe drop a couple bumps, drop a Mentor, and drop a Skullcrack. Obviously, Eidolon was really good. Let's just run it back like that. And see where that gets us. Can our... Okay, sure. Jesus. I will say, the Shuffler is not good to decks without fucking things to do. Jesus Christ. That didn't make any sense. But if you're not playing, like, card draw, cantrips, that kind of jazz, the Shuffler is not your friend. Jesus. Shuffler hates me. I get so many one-landers. Oh, thank you. Love to see it. Let me just blow that up. Or try to. Swiss Spear just... I'll take that. I wonder if he brought in counter spells. He's gonna crack the trail. So we basically just bolted him here. But he's down to 11. We have a ring. He has a ring. This does look remarkably similar to a list we played a while ago. A blue-white taking turns deck that tried to play Oracle as like an all-in-one kind of vibe, where like it has everything you want in a... So we can Eidolon. Oh, I guess I should have done that before. Yeah, I should have. We're gonna take some damage, but I don't think it matters too much. I think I want to skewer the Oracle and smash him for 3. Take him to 7, and then he'll go to 6 off the ring. I messed that up. I didn't have to take 4 damage there. Okay, there's a Verdict, which is fine if that's his main jam. I could just Luris into a Swift Spear and hold on to the Skullcrack. He goes to 4. So even if he wipes again... Okay. Nice. Odd hand. Little, like I said, the Shuffler fucking hates my guts. We're starting with a Swift Spear. We have no way to actually cast this Borrowed Charm, but let's just see what happens. Let's see how we do. Opponent plays a Vista, gets cracked. Are we gonna get our Swift Spear sniped? Possibly. Well, he knows we're Mardu now. Feels like, except my... Oh, chat, he took the thing I can't cast. I like this opponent. I like this opponent. Hey, Cerilo? Cerilo. Oh, is this just Frog? I hope he just trades out my... Okay. I feel like I'll happily fight Frog here. But yeah, Shuffler hates me. It either gives us 1 land or 3 lands. There's no, like, in between. I'm also very surprised our opponent does not have a Fatal Push yet. I'm just gonna draw into Lurrus here. This is our first, like, real matchup. I guess Wizards was real, too, but... I was worried he might Kaido us there, but I don't think it matters. He's just looking for a removal spell, I think. But hopefully we can also... If we draw a land, we can fire up Den of the Bugbear. If we don't, maybe we just Lurrus into a... Okay, so he finally decides to Fatal Push. We find a Kumano. There is a pause here. So we're going to take him down to whatever. Should I give him something to target? Or should I try and at least get value out of this Lurrus? You know what? Let's just try it. Let's see what he does. There's an argument for keeping Lurrus for a turn and trying to jam Swift Spear, but I think I'd rather have him spend a counter spell countering a Lurrus than a potential burn spell we draw next turn. I don't know if that's the right decision, but that's what I'm going for, chat. Looks like he's deciding to start racing, which is not great for us. He feels quite confident. Second Baleful Strix. We find a white source. He had nothing to play end of turn. Okay. So we have Charm, plus we have a Kumano up and running next turn. Is he gonna swing both? Or is he gonna hold back? He's just gonna swing one. Now, what are the chances his opponent has Force in hand? He has second Frog. Gross. And we find a Barbarian Ring. Let's just try and Boros Charm him, see what happens. I assume he has counter. Of course he does, chat. They always have counter spell. We put him to 1. I'm not gonna swing with Kumano. I think it's my best option is to just try and survive a turn, and then swing with Den of the Bugbear on the following turn. So he can discard what, 3? Make this 6, 7, 8. We could also force a block. I don't know, we're just giving him more gas and removal. And he draws a fucking Barragoyf. And we draw into a land. He's got us, chat. Barragoyf's fucking annoying, dude. Jeez Louise. Alright, definitely bringing Deflecting Palms. I think Rest in Peace is worth it here. Magebane Lizard. Searing Blood doesn't do anything to Tameo, doesn't do anything to Frog, not worth it against Baleful Strix, so we're just going to leave that. In terms of our main deck, like, I think we just kind of take out some sticks. We kind of just want to make his removal suck. Or give him less things to aim at. But I know we side in Magebane Lizard, but at least he takes something if it lands. Whereas I don't necessarily think we're going to need card advantage. Because we can still go down pretty... Still whittle him down pretty quick. This is also not a great hand. We'll see if he has Spell Snare on 2. He just plays a Tamiyo. He could Fatal Push it, obviously, but plays a Baleful Strix. Fine by me. He swings. Is it worth me killing the Strix here? Possibly. We're going to take 1 off of that. He has a Force Negation here. Interesting. We're gonna skewer him. Take 3. Put him down to 10. Wasn't our best hand to keep. Plays a Harbinger of the Seas. I like it. Opponent, I like it. We're only playing 1 mountain. I mean, he also turned off all his stuff too, which doesn't really help. But he has a better board state than we do. So he's just, I assume he just starts swinging away now. Digging for a land to help him flip Tamiyo and find the next Riddler cast. So I guess it really just matters what flavor of frog we face. There's no point in me. I got nothing here, chat. Maybe we top deck our 1 mountain. But again, I don't think it's worth running Dismember or anything in the sideboard for this kind of whatever. Opponent still doesn't have black mana at the moment. He does have enough mana for a Riddler next turn. And a Riddler this turn. We're just buried in card advantage. We're dead. But yeah, that's the kind of difference where, like, in terms of historic compared to. On to the next one. With a decent hand to start us off. Coming off a loss to Frog. We'll lead on Kumano here. Like I was saying, I just feel like the burn can't keep up without a creature in this format. Like against a Frog deck where we get stonewalled by a fucking Baleful Strix or a Tamiyo or whatever. Opponent Brazen Borrowers. Our burn just doesn't have enough oomph to it to kind of finish the job, which kind of sucks. Let's see if we can Bolt Wave our opponent, just to see what they got in hand. And then we're going to try and play this Eidolon of the Great Rebel. Probably get countered. Slither Wisp. Holy shit. Dude's playing fucking Slither Wisp. When was the last time you saw a blue-black flash? Never? Holy shit. Shout out to who? Weishart? Weishart? Dude's a gamer. Holy moly. How does that work? You know what? I'm gonna block. Just see what he does. Maybe he fires off a removal spell at Eidolon. Oh, okay. I'll take that. Sick. That's a sick trade for us. Let's see if we can play this Vortex now. Resolves. Alright. Can I swing at you with a Kumano? You're gonna flash something else in. No. Interesting. Can I smack you with a Skewer the Critics? Yes, I can. Okay, opponent's at 9. We have enough burn in hand to kill him. And he plays a Spectral Sailor. And now he goes to 8. Which will... Or, I'm sorry. This is... I lose 1 life. So he goes to 8 off the Rolling Vortex. We go to 17. He swings at us. And then he just passes back. Alright. We find a Skullcrack. Let's swing 2 to start off and see where that gets us. Spectral Sailor. Resolves. So you can take a block here? Indeed. Okay. Let's start with the Chain Lightning then. If he counters the Chain Lightning... I don't know what he could have in hand to, Okay, yeah, nothing. Interesting. Interesting. I think we just bring in Searing Bloods. We don't really know what else is, going on. Also, it might be worth us playing Hexing Squelcher, actually. Now that I, think some more about it. Probably drop a couple Bump in the Nights and maybe a Stick. Maybe a Stall. We're probably going to want to prioritize single mana. Alright. This hand's great. Wondering if it's worth us leading on Swift Spear over the Kumano. And then just going into a... No, let's just get some value going right off the bat. We can always stick Fearless Mentor on 2. And try and set that up a little bit. Eidolon's also a great pickup. His hand's kind of gas, but we'll see if it's enough. Might get Brazen Borrower. Wondrous Wasp. Good reason to play Flash. I like it. And he swings. Okay. So we flip. We play our Swift Spear. We're going to swing all here. See what else he might want to drop in. Nothing. Interesting. Let's play our Eidolon. Might eat a counterspell, or we're going to get a flash into here. Yeah, Flicker Wisp. These two together seem great. If he has, like... Well, we're not in that bad of shape. Toxic Deluge or something doesn't actually hurt us that bad. Black Flash actually seems kind of gas. Play Wan Shi Tong. Chain Lightning is pretty good. Let's swing. Or let's fire that off and then we'll swing. But we're gonna pump Swift Spear up to 2. think I want to hold on to the Eidolon. I just think I want to make him respect it. See if we can get one more trigger of damage out of it. Let's bump in the night. So that way, if he does have a flash creature, he has to do something about it. He's just going to take the 3. I don't know what Fungal Fortitude does. Tap to its owner's control. Does he have a counterspell for Eidolon? It doesn't. Well, it doesn't matter because he's going to take another chunk. Nice. All right, this is match 7. We are cruising today. We have yet to actually, like, get any value off of Stick. Got thousands of them. I do love me a bump of the night. Opponent plays Ignoble Hierarch. I think I'm just going to set up a second Kamano, and then we're going to skewer the Hierarch here. I assume this is Jund. Buy my frick. Are we talking just the bumps or your whole collection? Second Hierarch with a Young Wolf. Okay, they're on Yogg. I think I want to play Fearless Mentor first. And then play the Barbrain. Oh, fun fact, while you're doing this, is you have to have full control on, or else it will just skip over your pain lands, and you don't actually get anything with Stick. Jesus. See, like there. I had full control on it, and it still went right by me. Got a Battlefield Forge. That's pretty good. We're gonna swing away here. Might have a Fatal Push. He has an Endurance. Okay. Shuffles himself. So he blocks the Stick. I will say that is the other thing is, like I said, the burn just does not do enough for us. Like, if we had Lightning Bolt, this deck would be gas. Instant speed removal on a creature. We would have been able to snipe the Endurance and first strike it and still keep our whatever around. It's just so much worse. Alright, a Bolt Wave pickup's pretty good. I guess I'll draw into Luris. Is it worth me even attacking here? We're going to lose one, and he's going to go down to whatever. And we're going to take 3, 4, 5, 6 next turn. And if he has a sack outlet, I don't think we want to attack. Maybe we did it. There's a chance we should have, right? We would have dumped 2 cards in the yard for Barbrain. It's probably a mistake going to 8. But I at least get to replay Stick. But I assume he's going to have a cord for Yogg here, and then we're trying to... Oh, cord for 2. Badger Mole. Maybe he just already has Yogg in hand. Oh, I'm sorry. 1, 2, 3. Oh, no, he didn't have... I'm sorry. He didn't have enough mana. There's the Yogg. But he loses life. But we're gonna... If he has to sack 4 things... He might just go for it and hope we force us to have it. Or he might just swing all and, again, force us to have it. Chords for 3. To go get Sephiroth. Okay, he's got us there. Alright, chat. Searing Bloods. Deflecting Palm worth it? Is this... No, it's just the next time. One time. Okay. Is Vortex doing anything for us? I don't think so. Stallcrack's still worth it. We can probably drop down, though. Maybe cut 1 Boros Charm. Bum, bum, bum. Chat, this deck's actually pretty good. And this is a good hand. I'm having a blast with this deck, actually. We have still yet to actually get Stick Fearless Mentor going. How punished am I going to be if I don't Searing Blood that right now? Probably super punished, but I think I want a 3-2 Stick. I don't want to waste the Kamano and then it just maximize my value. If he has a Badger Mole or something, whatever. Marionette Apprentice, okay. A land off the top would be nice. That's not a land. But we do get 2 drops. We could also... I guess we just want to maximize mana, right? So let's Searing Blood the Marionette Apprentice. And then swing 5. I definitely want to kill the Halfling here. He has a Young Wolf and a Hapatra. Okay. We can Bolt Wave. Oh, even. Oh. Let's see what happens if we swing with Stick first. Okay, he does that. Let's Bolt Wave. Skewer the Hapatra. We have 9 points of damage in hand. There's a Yogg, which we can... He has what? Pro-humans? So, oh. Well, it makes it a little awkward, huh? Marionette Apprentice. Doesn't have a form of life gain at the moment. He could chord for 3 if he has it. Decides not to swing. We find the Blackleaf Glyphs. So let's bump. Chain. We put him to 3 and at the mercy of whatever we top deck. He finds a Conley Garden. We get access to Kumano next turn. What's the point of swinging with a Marionette Apprentice, chat? Is he just going to do a 1- counter on it? And he's going to take himself down to whatever? Takes himself down to 1. Just to kill our stick. We do find a Swift Spear, which is not exactly what I wanted. The fact that that has pro-human is annoying as fuck. Let's see if he'll sack something else. Oh no, he just has abrupt decay. Okay. Our creatures aren't doing anything here anyways. We're just looking for... Okay. An Eidolon kind of works, I guess. Doesn't really stop Cord. But we're not drawing well. And he has a fucking Besieger, dude? Oh, we already have our mountain on the field. He's holding on to a Besieger, and he just fucking cranks our Eidolon. Jesus Christ. I just need one burn spell off the top, dude. Holy shit, a Searing Blood? Does that even do anything? Because he's just gonna sack the creature. Jesus. Well, he goes down to 1. That was the worst spell to top deck. Chat! We're doing so much worse than our opponent. Holy shit, chat! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're at 5 damage, and then... Well, he can't sack anything because he dies to his own Yogg. But we go to 2. Unless he pulls a Sephiroth out. Which trader is first here? They both just go. Okay. Oh. We're just dead, chat. What a series of top decks for our opponent and non-top decks for us. We just got shit on by our own deck. I feel like Yawgmoth should be a very easy matchup for a burn deck. But, again, we don't have the power of solid burn in his store. Honestly, most of our losses were just to ourselves. And that's kind of just the price you pay for playing 18 lands. And whatnot. But... overall, burn in general feels pretty good, but we basically didn't use stick at all. Did we? He ate a removal spell almost every single time he got on the board, or we just didn't have the lands to fuel him enough, and sort of that jazz. So, I don't really know how good he is. We didn't get to play him very much. But this package right here, in terms of burn, felt pretty good. Like I mentioned during our games, burn in Historic is just a little weak without Bolt. As well as some other, like, cheap interaction. Because for, like, things like Wizards and stuff, where they're using their, like, lashes and whatnot, doubles as burn as removal, the only thing that we can actually play that targets a creature is Skewer and Chain Lightning, in our case. But, like, Bump of the Night, Bolt Wave... Boros Charm, Skullcrack, the fact that these only go to the face actually kind of hurts us. And makes it quite difficult in some of those other like fast creature matchups like Wizards, where we can't actually keep up with them and keep the board clear enough. Now that might be able to be like remedied in the sideboard. But I don't really know. We've tried a lot of variations. We've played decks with like the... I don't think I showed it on... Or no, did we play it on stream? We just tested a version with Fiery Temper and Alms of the Vein with Fogwell's Gym as like a Madness package. This is just 3 mana, discard a card, draw a card. Funny enough, it also triggers the 1 damage to you, so you can indeed play it with Stick. And then there's also, I mean... There's also, like, Tribal Flames. There's... What else do we have? Improvised Club. There's, like, that kind of package where you can... And I guess you can play Galvanic Blast, too. So... I don't know. I feel like if you're going to try and play burn, you have to somehow play the most efficient burn spells possible and the most efficient creatures. In our case, like, Kumano, Monastery, Swiftspear, Eidolon, fantastic. I feel like these should be played, but that, like, last 4 creatures, I feel like is part of the problem where we don't have Goblin Guide. We have Wayward Guide Beast, which is much worse because it bounces a land to your hand. But we don't have a 4th creature to really, like, help us put a clock on the board. And then the burn that we have to back up our creatures isn't powerful enough to, like, do the job on its own at the moment. If they give us Lightning Bolt, might be a different story. We could do some crazy stuff with Lightning Bolt, but I don't know if they're looking for that kind of power in Historic for some reason, even though I actually think Bolt would be pretty okay. Funny enough, there's also... We played Volatile Orbit a long time ago, too. When it enters, if you control a planet, it deals 4 damage to any target. But they banned Crop Rotation, so this isn't good anymore. But I don't know. I guess your best bet would be maybe some sort of Artifact Shell where you work stuff into the mana base, but even then it makes you a little more convoluted, and I don't know. So we'll figure it out. Your best bet is something like that, and Delvin, I mean, having Fiery Temper is probably pretty good too. But as for Stick, I think I want to try him in a couple more builds. I'm very interested in playing him in, like, some low-to-the-ground, like, Gruul aggro with, like, Burning Tree and, like, Atarka's commands. That's not how you spell Atarka's commands. And stuff like that, and then still just playing, like, Pain Lands to help fuel it. To help give you some straight gas. And then if you have some low to the ground, like, legendary creatures and stuff, you can play, like, Mox Amber and just really power out things rather quickly. But, I don't know. We'll give him another shot in something else, but the fact that he's just 2 mana and he easily slots into decks by playing Painful Mana Bases seems pretty cool, so we'll look forward to working on that outside of a Burn Shell. But as for this one, Burn is okay. It's nothing crazy. You lose to yourself most of the time, and there's so much incidental life gain between, like, Barrowgoyf and random people playing Guide Pride and that kind of jazz that it's probably never going to be anything special until we get better burn spells. But that's all I'd have to say for now. Thank you for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!